What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. It is week 6 in the NHL, and we got a bunch of games to talk about that are happening this weekend. First up, it's the St. Louis Blues at the Boston Bruins. Yup, it is a rematch game. These two teams already met each other this past week, but first up, Boston. They went 1-2 this past week with losses to the Ottawa Senators this past Saturday in a 3-2 overtime loss to the Ottawa Senators. Then they got the win against the Blues this past Tuesday, 3-2. And then they got absolutely destroyed by the Dallas Stars Thursday night, 7-1. The Blues, they're 0-3 this past week. They got pumped 8-1 by the Washington Capitals. Then they lost to the Boston Bruins on Tuesday. And then they lost to the Buffalo Sabres 4-3 in overtime Thursday night. Both these teams need a win bad. David Pastrnak, he's leading the way for the Boston Bruins. 8 goals and 9 assists, 17 points. Jeremy Swayman, he ain't looking too hot between the pipes. He's at a .888 save percentage. Jordan Kyrou for the St. Louis Blues, he's doing what he can with what he's got. 5 goals and 9 assists, 14 points. Yeah, they're struggling over in St. Louis. Those injuries are affecting them pretty bad right now. Jordan Binnington, not looking too hot in the crease either. He's at a .8886 save percentage right now. Next up, we have the New York Islanders at the Seattle Kraken. The Islanders, they went 1-2 on the week this past week with a big loss to the New Jersey Devils. They were leading the Devils 3-1 and then lost 4-3 in overtime. Islanders, how you doing? I told you guys would be struggling. It looks like it's coming true, but they did also lose to the Edmonton Oilers 4-3. And then they finally got a win when they really needed against Vancouver 5-2 this past week. The Kraken, they're 2-0 on this week with a win against the Columbus Blue Jackets. Chris Tanev, he had 2 goals in that game. Looking pretty good over there in Seattle. They're at 500 right now. They also got a win against Chicago Thursday night. Kyle Palmieri, he's leading the way for the Islanders with 7 goals, 7 assists, 14 points. Sorokin, he's looking like he's worth some money with a .915 save percentage. But again, the Islanders, I don't know. They might be fizzling out pretty soon. Jared McCann for the Kraken, 8 goals, 12 assists, 20 points. Joey Decord looking pretty good over there in Seattle with a .918 save percentage. Then we have Mr. 1,000 points, Connor McDavid, the 4th fastest player to reach that milestone, behind Gretzky, Lemieux, Mike Bossy. Some pretty good company to be in line with, am I right? Gretz, though, he did that in 424 games. That is absurd. The Oilers, they're 3-0 on the week so far with a beat down to the Vancouver Canucks 7-3 this past Saturday. An OT winner from Leon Draisaitl against the Islanders Tuesday night, 4-3. How you doing? And then they got the OT win against the Preds Thursday night. The Oilers are looking like they're starting to turn it around a little bit. They got the worst PK in the league right now, but that can change pretty quick, and it's going to need to change if they're going to want to get on a deep run here. The Maple Leafs, they went 2-1 on the week, beating down Montreal 4-1 last Saturday. Then they got shut out by the Ottawa Senators at home 3-0. And then they pulled off a crazy comeback win against the Washington Capitals in overtime this past Wednesday night, where Johnny T still looks like he's got some legs and some juice left in the tank. He's trying to get paid again, but I highly doubt it. Still, no Auston Matthews this past week, but there are rumors that he could be back for this game this past Saturday. Connor McDavid, he's coming to town. It's only right for Auston Matthews to step back in that lineup and show him who's holding it down for Toronto and for the United States. Draisaitl, he's leading the way for the Edmonton Oilers, 12 goals, 8 assists, 20 points. Stuart Skinner, you know how I feel about Stuart Skinner. He ain't worth it to me, but he's sitting at a .881 save percentage right now. William Nylander for the Toronto Maple Leafs, he's at 12 goals, 8 assists, and 20 points. Stolars is at a .930 save percentage. Next up, we have a snooze fest, if you ask me. The Columbus Blue Jackets at the Montreal Canadiens. The Blue Jackets, they're having a rough start to their November. They have been winless so far. They lost to the Kings this past Saturday 5-2. They lost to the Ducks 4-2. And then most recently, the Seattle Kraken 5-2. If anyone needs a win right now, the Blue Jackets might be them. The Habs, they suck. They still suck, all right? They lost this past Saturday in Toronto 4-1, but then finally got their first win of the month on Veterans Day or Remembrance Day, wherever you're at, versus the Buffalo Sabres, 7-5 in a crazy back and forth game. That one was a dope game to watch. I will admit that was a good one. But then they lost to the Wild again on Thursday, 3-0. Sean Monahan, he's got 6 goals, 5 assists, and 11 points. Merzlikins, he's looking, he's at a .896 save percentage. Cole Caulfield, though, hey, he's looking like he's going to be a prime time player in the Four Nations faceoff. 12 goals, 1 assist, 13 points. The man does not pass. He just shoots. He only scores goals. Montembeault, though, holy hot garbage. .893 save percentage for the Montreal Canadiens. Next up, we got the New Jersey Devils at the Tampa Bay Lightning. Put this one on your must-watch list. The Devils, they went 2-0 on the week when they won their match up last Saturday against the Islanders in a crazy comeback overtime winner. Jack Hughes sealed the game with his 7th goal of the season in that game, but then they lost to my boys, the San Jose Sharks, 1-0. My Sharks didn't have to score on them. The Devils scored on themselves from the ex-Shark Timo Meier. Hey, it happens, but I'll take that dub from my Sharks. They rebounded by beating the Florida Panthers 4-1 on Tuesday night, while Hughes racked up another goal, giving him 8 goals. Yeah, looking pretty good for the Devils. Then they beat the Panthers again 6-2 on Thursday night, where Jasper Bratt racked up a hat trick for himself. The Devils are looking like they're flipping that switch or turning that page. The Lightning, they pretty much had a bye week, pretty much all week. Let's be real. Until Thursday when they played the Winnipeg Jets, and they beat the Jets. They took the Jets down 4-1. This is the Jets' second loss of the season. Is Tampa warming up? I don't know. It's still Tampa. You got to respect Tampa all day, every day. Nico Hischier for the Devils. He's at 10 goals, 7 assists, and 17 points. Markstrom, .908. Not too bad. Not too great, but hey, he's looking better. Kucherov, he's still leading the way for the Tampa Bay Lightning. 11 goals, 13 assists, and 24 points. Vasilevsky, 300 wins for the goaltender. He's at a .93 save percentage on the year so far. Then we have the Winnipeg Jets at the Florida Panthers. Put this one on your must watch. If they're the first in the Central, the Winnipeg Jets, the Florida Panthers are the first in Atlantic. You have number 1 and 2 in the league going at it. If you're not watching this game, you must not like hockey. Let's just be real. The Jets, they were on a super hot heater. They took their second L to the Tampa Bay Lightning on Thursday night, but they're still crazy good right now. They're still currently number 1 in the league. They have the best power play with 38%, 19 for 50. How you doing? They beat the Stars this past Saturday, which I thought was going to be a way better game, but hey, it is what it is. Yeah, they beat the Stars 4-1. Then the Rangers 6-3 in New York. That one was a good one. The Jets and Hellebuck are making it look too easy right now in the NHL, which tells me they're bound to take some L's here pretty soon. They got one already. So the Florida Panthers, they might hand them one as well. The Florida Panthers, the Finnish robe 7-game winning streak has come to an end when they lost the Devils on Tuesday 4-1, and then again on Thursday 6-2 again to the Devils. They're currently 4th in the league, right behind the Wild and the Devils. Florida Panthers, I'm never writing the Florida Panthers off, not with the squad they got right now. They might not be the top of the pack, but hey, when playoffs come, they're going to be in the mix. Kyle Connor leading the way for the Winnipeg Jets, 11 goals, 11 assists, and 22 points. Connor Hellebuck, the best goalie in the league at this current time, with a .934 save percentage. How you doing? Reinhart, he's leading the way for the Florida Panthers, 12 goals, 12 assists, 24 points. Bobrovsky, he still needs a couple games, I think. He's at a .889 save percentage. Then we have the Buffalo Sabres at the Philadelphia Flyers. Could the Sabres be turning it around? I really don't know. I felt like that way last week, but this past week, watching them play a little bit better and playing a little bit more, they look like they could be getting a little higher, or maybe turning that page. I don't know. They went 2-1 this week, beating the Flames this past Saturday in a shootout 3-2, but then lost to the weak ass Montreal Canadiens 75 on Monday. They rebounded. They took down the Blues 4-3 in overtime Thursday night. So, hey, that's a good win. Like I said, the Sabres, they might be turning it around a little bit. Who knows? I'm tired of seeing the Sabres suck. So hopefully it's a little bit better. The Flyers, they lost a close one this past Saturday to the Florida Panthers in a shootout 4-3, but then managed to beat my San Jose Sharks on Monday after the Sharks came back from being down 3-0. Hey, we almost got the win, but it's whatever. Michkov had himself a nice little 3-point night against the Sharks and continues to be playing well after he was scratched a few times by head coach John Tortorella. He struck again Thursday night, getting the OT winner against the Senators. The Flyers are 2-1 on the week so far, so who knows? This might be a really good one too. Tage Thompson, he's got 11 goals, 7 assists, 18 points. Levi, he's at a .87 save percentage. Konechny, 9 goals, 10 assists, 19 points. Urson, .90 save percentage for the Philadelphia Flyers. Then we got my boys, the San Jose Sharks. Even though we suck, Celebrini is dope to watch. Celebrini being back in the lineup has made the Sharks worth watching. The first overall pick had 2 goals last Thursday against the Minnesota Wild. If you hadn't seen him, go back, watch those goals, because one of them, the no-looker, that one was insane. The Sharks are currently on the East Coast road trip right now, and they're not doing so hot. Let's just be real. They did take down the Devils, but they didn't really score, so kind of is what it is. Blackwood stopped all 44 of the Devil shots that night. They faced the Flyers. They took them to overtime and actually to a shootout where they lost 4-3. So they did rack up a point there. And then they lost to the New York Rangers on Thursday night 3-2. And it probably should have been a high-scoring game for the Rangers, but hey, my Sharks held it down, so I'm happy with it. The Pens, man, holy crap, the Pens suck. They have got a bunch of issues. I don't see how they dig themselves out of the hole they're currently in. They're old. They're getting pumped by teams this year, and their star players have big monies attached to their contracts, so who knows what the hell is going to happen, if they're going to have a fire sale or not. They're currently 1-2 on the week with losses to Dallas 7-1 on Monday. Oh man, that was a crazy pumping in the first period, and then a 3-2 OT loss to Detroit on Wednesday. I don't know what's happening with Pittsburgh. They're just getting too old. They don't look like they're going to be contending whatsoever. So Crosby, he needs to walk into Dubas' office and say, trade me somewhere. Granlund, he's leading the way for the Sharks right now. 7 goals, 11 assists, 18 points. Blackwood, he's sitting at a .91 save percentage. Crosby, he's leading the way for the Penguins. 6 goals, 11 assists, and 17 points. I don't have a save percentage for their goalies because I don't know who the fuck their goalie is anymore. Next up, we have the Ottawa Senators and the Carolina Hurricanes. The Sens, they're 2-1 on the week, beating down the Bruins last week in overtime. That one was a good one. And then they were shut out. Then they shut out the Maple Leafs in Toronto. That was a dope one. Yeah, pretty good game for those guys. Then the Hurricanes, they're having a little bit of a rough week after a loss to a good Colorado Avalanche team last Saturday, 6-4. They did beat the Las Vegas Golden Knights, or should I say the Vegas Golden Knights, Monday night 5-2, but then lost on Wednesday to the Utah Hockey Club 4-1. The Hurricanes, I'm never going to write them off ever again. I thought they were going to be a team never worth watching after their past summer, but hey, they've turned that thing around, and you need to be paying attention to the Carolina Hurricanes. Brady Tkachuk, he's leading the way for the Ottawa Senators, 9 goals, 10 assists, 19 points. Ullmark, .89 save percentage. He did just give up that OT goal to Michkov this past Thursday, and it looked pretty weak, so he looked pretty pissed. Next up, we have the marquee game for me. It's going to be the Dallas Stars at the Minnesota Wild. 3rd in the Central versus 2nd in the Central. The Stars got that work handed to them last Saturday by the Winnipeg Jets, and they lost 4-1, but they had a bounce back game against the Pens Monday night. They smashed the Pens in the first period alone when they scored 6 goals and eventually won the game 7-1. Mason Marchment, how you doing, my boy? I'm Mason as well. He had himself a game after being in a slump since late October, but he put up a 5-point night with 1 goal and 4 assists. The pump was still running because they ran a train on the Boston Bruins Thursday night 7-1. The Wild, they continue to keep buzzing. They're currently 3rd in the whole league with 25 points. Did they did lose a tough one in OT to the Blackhawks this past Sunday, and then they shut out the Canadiens Thursday 3-0. So the Minnesota Wild, I'm not worried about them. They look like they're for real. They might lose 1 and 2 here and there, but they still look like they are not a team to be messing with. Matt Duchene, he leads the way for the Dallas Stars. Still 9 goals, 11 assists, and 20 points. Jake Ottinger, still love him for the captain, or not the captain, for the goalie for the United States in the Four Nations faceoff. He's at a .914 save percentage. Kaprizov, he's still racking up points left, right, and center. 10 goals, 20 assists, 30 points. Gustafson leading the way for the Minnesota Wild in the net with .92 save percentage. Oh man, those boys are doing something big up there in Minnesota. Then we have the Detroit Red Wings at the Los Angeles Kings. Is the Yzer plan working? Let me know down in the comments, because I highly doubt we see this thing continue on this past year. At least I hope not. And the Red Wings fans, if you you let me know how you're feeling. The Wings, they're on the road right now where they are 1-1 this past week, but they are playing the Ducks tonight, so we'll see how that shapes up. They'll face the Kings on Saturday and then my Sharks on Monday, so hey, there's some opportunity for the Red Wings to get some dubs, but then again, who knows. Here's your cookies, Kings fans. You're 4th in the West, and I don't know how the hell you are doing that, but enjoy it. The Kings are 1-2 on the week, with their only win coming against the Blue Jackets last Saturday, but then losing 3-1 to the Flames the following Monday and 4-2 to the Avalanche on Wednesday night. Dylan Larkin, he has 9 goals, 3 assists, 12 points. Lafreniere, 9 goals, 6 assists, and 15 points for the Los Angeles Kings. And then to wrap it all up for Saturday, Chicago Blackhawks at the Vancouver Canucks. Bedsy makes his professional debut in his hometown of Vancouver, BC, but will it live up to the hype? I don't know. The Hawks are still at the bottom of the league right now. They're in 27th place. They are 1-2 this past week, beating the Wild at home last Sunday in overtime, but then lost to the Kraken Thursday night. The Canucks, they're 1-2 on the week as well, taking some L's to the Oilers last Saturday after they got beat 7-3, but had a decent 3-1 win versus the Flames the following Tuesday night, but then they lost again 5-2 to the Islanders on Thursday night. So who knows? Bedsy, he's only got 3 goals and 10 assists on the year. He's got 13 points. We thought he'd be doing a little bit better, but hey, the sophomore slump maybe be real for Bedsy. Who knows? Mrazek, he's sitting at a .906 save percentage. Brock Besser, he still leads the team in scoring for the Vancouver Canucks, but he's still out. We don't know when the hell he'll be back. So yeah, it could be a while before we see Besser again. That is it for Saturday. That's it for Saturday, and we have some games on Sunday. I'm going to get out of the way and let you take a look at the games. We're not going to go over all of them because I've been talking way too long, but do me a favor. If you're new to the channel, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. It means a lot to me. Let me know what you think and how your team's going to do this weekend. I really hope my Sharks get a dub. I really hope some of these games live up to expectations, because last week some of them did not. So again, do me a favor, let me know your thoughts down in the comments. I appreciate it. Have a good weekend, boys. I will talk to you relatively soon. Peace out, homies. Go Sharks, baby.